Welcome to Agents of Hope. Today we'll be highlighting the exciting upcoming events taking place in Edmonton and the Maritimes, linked to our Bible teaching seminars all across Canada. We're also thrilled to bring you an insightful interview with Teresa Ferreira. She's the Philanthropy and Marketing Director for ADRA, the Advanced Development and Relief Agency in Canada. Later on, still on this episode, we'll introduce you to a featured agent of hope, and that's Keshena Wilson. She's a dedicated behavior specialist based in Edmonton, Alberta. And as always, we aim to inspire and encourage you. And in today's episode, our devotional thought will focus on the powerful theme of humility. So stay tuned for an uplifting and impactful program.
In a world where hope seems elusive, we're reminded of a profound truth. People can live weeks without food, days without water, minutes without oxygen, but not a moment without hope. As we look around, questions arise. Where are we going? Will we recover? What's next? We spend our lives searching for hope, running from one place to another, expecting to discover the key to contentment. Some flee from home, others to home. Some marry, others divorce. Some take expensive trips, others work endlessly. It's a quest that often leaves us unsatisfied. But what if the hope we're searching for is already within our reach? This is where Hope Channel Canada steps in. We believe that with Jesus, there is more to life. We're on a mission to share this life-changing truth with our nation through our hope journey. As part of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, we believe that Jesus is the ultimate source of hope, and we're on a mission to share this life-changing truth with our nation, our hope. Hope Journey is more than just an acronym. It's a comprehensive pathway to discovering and sharing the hope that never fades. H, heal. We begin by healing relationships with God and each other. This phase focuses on personal and collective spiritual renewal, rekindling our passion for God, and creating a loving, supportive church family where everyone feels valued and cared for. O, outreach. We step beyond our church walls to understand and serve our community. By equipping our members to connect with others in meaningful ways, we bridge the gap between the church and those seeking hope. P, proclaim. We present Jesus and share the gospel effectively. Through Bible studies, small groups, and leveraging resources from Hope Channel Canada, we invite others to experience the transformative power of Christ's love. E, empower. We equip disciples to become lifelong followers of Jesus. By creating a structured plan for spiritual growth and active service, we ensure that new believers are supported in their faith journey. This journey isn't just for us, it's for every Canadian seeking hope in these uncertain times. Through Hope Channel Canada, we're creating content that speaks to the heart of our nation's needs, sharing stories of transformed lives, and providing a community of support. We're inviting you to join us on this journey of hope. Together, we can show that true hope is found in Jesus Christ, who offers comfort in our despair, guidance in our confusion, and peace in our turmoil. To everyone searching for hope in Canada, we say, your search can end here. Join us in discovering the transformative power of Christ's love. With Jesus, there is more to life. Through Hope Channel Canada, we're not just dreaming of a hope-filled future. We're building it, one life at a time.
If you are in the Maritimes or Edmonton, there will be a kickoff event happening. What's that all about? Well, our team will be out there, and we're going to be launching settings of small group Bible studies. I want to remind you that this is going to happen in the Maritimes first. That's going to be the weekend of April 4 to 6, when we're going to be launching those small group Bible studies. In Edmonton, this is going to happen April 25 to 27. And so those will be small group settings of Bible studies following each of these events. They're going to be launched right there. And this is a process that will lead up to a series of Bible-based lectures, Bible-based seminars that are titled Meeting Hope, There is More to Life. So if you're in one of those areas, Edmonton or the Maritime provinces, please be sure to get more information so that you can attend or volunteer. We hope you'll be encouraged by what you hear today on this episode, and thank you for joining us. So today I have Paul with me here again.
Yes,
it's good to have you here. Thanks for joining.
Well, and thank you. It's an honor to be here with you.
You look happy to be here.
Oh, well, I am.
That's great.
Well, thank you so much from the depths of our hearts. This movement thrives through the collective efforts of those who go, those who pray, and those who give. Your involvement is invaluable, and together we're making a real difference. We're committed to building meaningful connections and would love to stay in touch with you. Follow us on Instagram at Agents of Hope and join our community on Facebook at Agents of Hope. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Hope Channel Canada and tap the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. Thank you for being an essential part of this journey.
Maybe you're watching us on YouTube or online, but I want to give you an overview, remind you of the various ways and medias you can view Hope Channel Canada on. So you can go to our website, hopetv.ca, You can watch Hope Channel Canada 24/7 there, absolutely free, of course. And you can also go to our YouTube channel, that's at Hope Channel Canada. Another option is to download the free Hope Channel app. You download it onto your phone, onto your tablet. You can go to the Apple App Store, you can go to the Google Play Store. You can also download the app on your smart TV via Roku or the Amazon App Store. Once you download it, make sure you select Hope Channel Canada, right? And none other, so you can watch our programs. Finally, if you watch cable TV, you can also follow us on channel 893 on Eastlink, Delta, and Coastal, and channel 94 on City West. We're really happy and excited to continue on this partnership with you, to continue to produce content that will impact your life. And the truth is, we could never ever do this work that we consider great and God-given without you, without your support. So once again, thank you for being an agent of hope.
I wanted to share with you a message that we received from an agent of hope in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Dave Smart says, I enjoy content that's focused on mission stories, health, and Bible study, and look forward to Hope Channel Canada incorporating those topics. Thank you, Dave, for sharing that with us. And yes, there is a lot of room for growth in future programming. We would love to hear from you. Please share your message with us via email at agentsofhope@hopetv.ca or on our social media platforms so that others can know how to become an agent of hope and the impact they too can have with their family, friends, and neighbors. Today we are here with Teresa Ferreira. Teresa has served in varying capacities within the Adventist education field, including administration within the North American context of both the United States and Canada, as well as abroad in Asia. Her experience took her to the Maritimes also to serve as the Executive Secretary, Education Superintendent, Camp Ministries Director, Communications Director, and Mission-Driven Representative for the conference. And currently, she is both honored and humbled to serve ADRA, Adventist Development and Relief Agency, Canada's ministry as the Philanthropy and Marketing Director. Thank you for joining us today, and I'm looking forward to our conversation. Teresa, it would be great to hear a bit of your story and background and what you're currently doing now.
Yes. So you already articulated a little bit of what I have done previously.
All right.
I came from the education sector into leadership, and then
Right.
leadership within conference administration.
Okay.
And now God has brought me into the ADRA network. So in 3 very different lanes of our church, but beautiful from the aspect of ministry.
Wonderful experience.
But yes, but if we were to rewind a little bit, Paul.
Okay.
Yes, just a little bit. A few years ago, I was just a small farm girl from Lower Cars, New Brunswick.
Okay.
We have a 180-acre farm there, right on the water.
Oh,
it's absolutely
beautiful.
beautiful. Yes. So I grew up there until I was 10, and then we moved to Ontario.
Mhm.
God gave the call, and my parents put the fleece out, and we moved
Wow.
here to Oshawa.
Great.
Yes, and I went to College Park Elementary School, Kingsway
Oh, you're
College.
kidding.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. And then jumped down to Southern Adventist University for
Sounds
my
good.
bachelor's, Andrews University for my master's, and just then God took me back to Tennessee to
Mhm.
teach at Collegedale Academy, and then all the way to Asia, where I spent a couple of years.
That's a
Yes,
long ways.
It is. So I did curriculum and instruction, and I taught high school students
Okay.
in Taiwan and China.
Wow.
An amazing experience.
Oh, I'm sure.
That gives you very different contexts in North America, right?
Oh, yes.
And it kind of helped a little bit because I traveled a lot while I was there. And I tell people all the time, 2 things you will never regret:
All right.
education
Oh, yeah.
and travel.
Oh, yeah. True.
Right?
True. We need both.
Right? When the opportunity comes, very rarely do you regret saying yes to those
Yeah.
2 opportunities. So God has just taken me all over the world, and now I travel internationally for ADRA Canada, and I'm just
Nice.
loving what I'm doing.
Wow, that is so wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Now, Teresa, what sort of impact has media had in your own life?
So beginning my call to ministry many, many years ago,
Okay.
it was a very rudimentary approach, right?
Okay.
You have communication media, so you
Right.
have your emails and you had your different platforms back then. But with this evolution of
I
media,
like the word.
right?
Yes, true.
Evolution of media within ministry, it has diversified itself so much. So you
Mhm.
have the communication capacity, you have the data, right? Capacity to extract
That's
data.
right.
You
That's
have the ability to connect with people all over the world, right?
Instantly.
Instantly,
Yeah.
instantly. And so I have never applied for a job. In fact, God has brought the different opportunities, and I've either responded to the call or I've not responded to the call.
Wow.
And that
Yeah.
has come, those opportunities have come through the channels of media.
Wow. So, how has media enhanced the calling on your life then?
Wonderful question.
Yeah.
So enhance the calling upon my life. As I take a look at media, I see this amazing, you know, the Bible tells us, right?
It does.
That the gospel will go forth around the world.
Yes. Yes.
And 30 or so, 40 years ago, we couldn't really understand that context.
No.
We thought it was really in print publishing ministry, right?
Yes, that's right.
And while it had its time and space and place, what media has done for the gospel message and ministry on all fronts
Mhm.
has just taken that ability to broadcast to the world to the very next level.
Wow.
So one, for example, even AI, right?
Oh, I know. This is exploding right now, really.
Yes, this generative AI. And so we've just developed at ADRA Canada our very first AI policy, right? A year and a bit into this.
That's right.
And what does the parameters look like? But yet at the same time, I can see how this is going to just lift up to us to even greater lengths and strengths for
Yeah.
ministry.
And that's amazing. And so, what sort of impact have you noticed with media on projects that you coordinate through ADRA?
Yes. So I'll give you an example. In November, I was in the Philippines.
Okay.
Right? Riding on a boat where we were going to Somawi.
Oh.
And we were going to a little remote island in the Philippines, and we were traveling via boat. And then all of a sudden, there's a drone, right? That comes over and gives this amazing shot. And as we come onto the shore of this tiny remote island, we see everybody spread out there with welcome banners.
Oh, how special.
And we capture all this, right?
Yes.
We capture all of this.
Yeah.
But then you have your social media and your touch points with donors and people that you care about and connecting with people. Then you have digital fundraising platforms and campaigns that we're launching connected to media, right? And then even taking that a step further, we hope to even have a Compassion in Action or an ADRA episode here on Hope Channel Canada.
Wow.
Right?
That's
so
exciting.
Media ministry.
Yeah. Yeah. And we need to share what is happening. That's so important. Teresa, it's been so good to have you here. And I just wonder, do you have any parting words for our agents of hope?
I do. I do,
Wonderful.
Paul. So my parting words are this. With this constantly evolving landscape connected to media, I challenge you to anchor yourself in Psalm 16:8, right? That God is always at our right hand and He is to be our anchor. Another really excellent text that grounds my life and my heart is found in Jeremiah 17:9 that says, "For the human heart is deceitful above all things." That alone should anchor us, that we are to be connected to Christ and that there's going to be lots of things out there to be distractions. But if we just utilize media in any capacity, anchored to Christ, then we can accomplish the gospel message together even further. That would be my guiding principle.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much.
Yes.
Next up, I'd like to introduce an interview with Michelle and Keshena Wilson. You'll get to know a bit about Keshena and how she is a true agent of hope. Keshena is an Edmonton-based, trauma-informed behavioral consultant with over 10 years of experience working with children and youth, from preschoolers to adolescents. She takes a strength-based approach to behavior management, helping parents, teachers, and staff reframe behavior positively while emphasizing the importance of connection before correction. I'm looking forward to hearing what she has to share.
Hello, Keshena, and welcome to Agents of Hope. It is great to have you here. In a previous conversation, you let me know that you specialize in behavioral therapy for children and families. So it would be great if you could tell us a little bit more about that and the need that you're seeing in this area currently.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me, Michelle. So my work is centered around supporting children and families by using strength-based approaches to behavioral therapy. As you may know, I prioritize connection before correction, and that simply helps to remove the stigma around mental health and behavior. There seems to be this negative connotation around behavior, and so anytime folks in the community are faced with children that are challenging with behavioral needs, we try to support by giving families and others in the community, whether it be teachers or service providers, some strength-based strategies that we can use to help support those individuals.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. It would actually be great to hear maybe a story of someone that you've been able to bring hope to in your community that you have served in the past.
Absolutely. So in the school settings, sometimes we see kids that are struggling. And as I'd mentioned previously, these are sometimes the kids that don't always get TLC and that support from those around them. Sometimes we tend to avoid kids that have behavioral needs out of fear of not knowing what to do or how to approach them in a way that would be helpful. And so previously working in a school, I was able to support a student who really struggled in the classroom. And when they had frustrations, it could lead to them actually destroying their teachers' classrooms. I'm sure this is something that many who have experienced kids with behavioral challenges can relate to. It happened. The smallest thing might set them off. And so being able to provide some support in the school setting would have looked a little bit like analyzing the needs of that in the moment. What are those triggers? So doing a couple of assessments and observations to see how we could modify the environment actually to support the child in the moment. And what that looked like going forward was actually providing them with a hand signal, a cue, that they could respond to when we noticed that they were starting to come outside of their calm zone. We call it the green zone. And so once that kiddo was able to respond to that hand gesture, they had a designated area within the school that they could go, and it was set up with a coping box. And so that coping box had all sorts of little sensory items that they could use in order to get themselves regulated so that they could reintegrate eventually right back into the classroom and sit calm.
That's really great. And yes, it is great when we can work with children to help them to cope. These coping mechanisms can help them later in life as well. You probably have seen that with adults who don't know how to cope. And so these are great skills. So I thank you for sharing that. Do you have any parting words for our agents of hope?
Yeah, absolutely. I find that mental health is a growing need in our community. We're now seeing some recent data show that nearly 1 in 5 children and youth in Canada are experiencing mental health challenges, whether it be anxiety, depression, even behavioral issues. And what I would just encourage others to do is just to try and find those supports within the community. Early intervention is best. And like you said, if we're able to support kids with getting them, whether it be assessments or coping tools early in, before they age out of supports by the time they turn 18, we're setting them up for huge success.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you for joining us as an agent of hope. We pray for the work that you do in your community and that you can inspire others to do the same. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Keshena, and for allowing God to use you in a big way. We would love to hear from you and how you have been impacted by Agents of Hope and Hope Channel Canada, so that we can continue to inspire other Agents of Hope. Please contact us via email at agentsofhope@hopetv.ca so that we can arrange a time to hear your story and feature your testimony in a future episode. Your contribution is greatly appreciated. As always, we hope to inspire you as you go into a new week. Humble yourselves before the Lord, and He will lift you up. James 4:10. Humility is a central theme throughout the Bible, exemplified most clearly in the life of Jesus. Though He was God, He made Himself nothing, taking the very nature of a servant. Philippians 2:7. Jesus, the King of Kings, humbled Himself to the point of death on a cross for our sake. This ultimate act of humility serves as our model, showing us that true greatness in God's kingdom comes not from power or pride, but from humility and service. Humility, in a biblical sense, is recognizing our dependence on God and placing others above ourselves. It's not about low self-esteem or thinking less of ourselves. Rather, it's about thinking of ourselves less. In a world that promotes self-promotion and individual achievement, the call to humility challenges us to surrender our need for recognition and trust in God's timing and His approval. One of the great dangers of pride is that it blinds us to our own need for God. In Proverbs 16:18, it warns, "Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall." When we think we can rely solely on our own strength or wisdom, we risk falling. Humility keeps our hearts open to God's guidance and receptive to His grace. When we humble ourselves, we make room for God to work in and through us. Humbling ourselves also means valuing others. Paul reminds us in Philippians 2:3, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, rather in humility. Value others above yourselves." This means seeing others as God sees them and treating them with kindness and respect. Today, let us seek God's help in cultivating a humble heart. As we embrace humility, we not only draw closer to God, but also allow His love and grace to flow more freely through our lives, blessing others around us.
It does take a great deal of humility to admit that we need help and we cannot go through life all alone. You are the heart of this movement. This is not just a ministry, it is a spiritual movement, and your support, your role in it is immeasurable. Through your prayers, your gifts, and your presence, lives are being changed all across the country. You are a beacon of hope for those in need, and we are deeply grateful for your prayers because they are the foundation of everything we do. When you intercede for this mission, you are standing in the gap for countless, many lives who need to know that they are loved and they are being seen. Thank you for your faithfulness and thank you for lifting this work before God. If you feel called to take the next step, I'd like to encourage you to become a volunteer with Agents of Hope and Hope Channel Canada. So please visit agentsofhope.ca to see how you can get involved. Your time, your talents, they all can bring hope to many, many people around us in a tangible way.
Together, we are making a difference that echoes into eternity. If you haven't yet partnered with us as a monthly donor, we invite you to consider it today.
Because this show, this mission, this ministry, and the lives it touches, none of that would be ever possible without you.
Please donate online at agentsofhope.ca by debit, credit, Google Play, or Apple Pay. You can also e-transfer to Agents of Hope at hopetv.ca. Also, or send a check payable to Hope Channel Canada at the following address: Hope Channel Canada, 1148 King Street East, Oshawa, Ontario, L1H 1H8. Lastly, if you prefer, please call 1-855-4HOPE-TV. That's 1-855-446-7388. Once again, thank you for joining us as an agent of hope.
Now, Paul, as we come to a close, I know you're a man of many songs, many gifts and many songs.
Well, so are you.
I can't help it but ask you, is there a song in your heart today?
Oh man, I love the song, Evaldo.
Which one?
Jesus Coming Again.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so
okay.
lead us on.
Lift up the trumpet and loud let it ring. Jesus is coming again. Cheer up, ye pilgrims, be joyful and sing. Jesus is coming again. Coming again, coming again. Jesus is coming again.
Thank you. That was beautiful. You know, it's our pleasure to pray for you.
If any of you have any prayer requests, please contact us at agentsofhope@hopetv.ca or on social media.
Thank you. Please talk to us, send us a line, send us a note. And in the meantime, I want to remind you that together we can let Canada know that in Jesus,
there is more to life.